Hi, welcome back to my channel. We are going to talk today about estimate quotients involving divisions by multiples of 10 and 100. So relating our division to our multiplication. This was our learning target for today. It says we will use basic multiplication facts to determine the quotient. So we will is our students. And then the students will use is our verb. And what will they be using? They will be using basic multiplication facts. And why will they be using that? Determine the quotient. So this is the breakdown of our learning target. All right, so we're going to talk about building an understanding for our math. So what we have to do here is we have this division problem, and we need to turn this division problem into a multiplication problem because division and multiplication are the reciprocal of each other. So we are using those. So let's go here. So we're going to place our divisor at the beginning. And then we're going to place our dividend after the equal sign. And we're turning it into multiplication. So it is 5 times blank, because we don't know what that is, equals 350. All right, so we've turned our problem into a multiplication problem. So the first step, step 1. All right, so that's our step 1. And we've done this here. So our step 2 is to forget about the zeros at this current point. So I'm going to omit my zeros. 5 times blank equals 35. So now I have a basic fact. My next step is to complete the multiplication. Step 3. Complete multiplication facts for your divisor. So let's do that. I'm gonna do that over here. So 5, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I count 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And I want to go until I get to 35, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So I'm going to stop there because I got to 35. Now I need to count how many times did I multiply the number 5. So this is actually times 1. This is times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, times 6, times 7. All right, so we have, we did 7 times. So now I know that 5 times 7 equals 35. And now my final step in my building and understanding here, step 4, put the place value zeros into your answer. So I had 1 place value 0 here. That means I have 1 place value 0 in my answer. So 5 times 7, 1 place value 0 equals, and I have to put it back here, 350. So now in order to figure this out, my 350 goes there, my 5 goes here, and right up here is where my 70 goes because 5 times 7 is 35 and 1 place value 0. All right, so there is some vocabulary that needs to be done with this assignment. So let me go here. The vocabulary words that need to be defined. We have 4 vocabulary words related to division. We have the word dividend. We have the word divisor. We have quotient, and we have remainder. Those 4 words do need to be defined. And there is a picture that I drew in class. I'm going to go ahead and draw that. All right, and then this is the house, is what we call this. This is the house. Now let me go back to my color here. All right, so I have this as my example. Now I'm going to put in my vocabulary. So this number inside the house is my dividend. The number outside the house to the left is my divisor. The number on top of the house is my quotient. and the number to the right outside of the house is my remainder. So this should also be drawn in your notebook as an example of where the vocabulary works. And we do need to know this vocabulary because it will be in your exit tickets. You'll have to understand the different vocabulary in order to be successful. So you do need to define these words: dividend, divisor, quotient, and remainder, which you can get off the internet. Plus, I also gave you an example here. All right, let me clear this out. And so now I'm going to show you the different ways that, so I think I can use what I know about dividing basic facts to help me solve this. If I divide 35 into 5 equal groups, that gives me 7. Each group will have 7. 35 divided by 5 is 7. And so here are your groups. Your 5 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in each group equals 7. And if I were to count all these, it would be 35. So I take that and I just think of that instead of just 7, it would be 7 tens. So now 35, instead of that, I would be 7 tens in each group. So here I have my 7 tens. It's still 5 groups, but now there's 7 tens because there's 1 0. And if it was 3,500, it would be 700s. And that's still in 5 equal groups. So 35 tens divided by 5 is 7 tens, or 35 divided by 5 is 70. All right, so the next one is 4,800 divided by 8. So the first thing I want to do is turn that into a multiplication fact. And I'm going to do that by moving my 8 to the beginning, multiplying times blank, and then moving my 4,800 to the end. 8 times blank equals 4,800. Once I have that, my next step is to omit my zeros, or right now, 8 times blank equals 48. And now I need to go through my multiplication facts to determine what times 8 equals 48. So 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 8. And then I would go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I would continue to go through those. I have 24 and I need to get to 48. 32, 40, and 48. And now I have multiplied 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So 8 times 6 equals 48. And my last step is to put my zeros back in on my answer and add them back into my dividend. So that is 8 times, and there were 2 zeros in my answer. So, or 2 zeros in my dividend, 4,800. So it's going to be 6, 2 zeros equals 48, 2 zeros. So my answer is 600. And that's going through the facts. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 60 should be 480 because there's 1 0. And then 8 times 600 is 4,800. All right, and this one is to be worked on individually. 3,600 divided by 4. All right, and there is homework for tonight. You will get that if you were not here. Otherwise, you should be working on it. And then your exit ticket is, let me put your exit ticket up. Here's your exit ticket for today. Let me make it nice and big. There's your exit ticket for today. 5,400 divided by 6 equals. Use your basic multiplication facts to determine the quotient. All right, I hope this video helps. It is a building block for what we'll be working on the rest of the week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.